So in this video, I'm going to be ranking every single Christopher Eccleston Doctor Who episode. Recently I've been thinking that I wanted to change what I'm uploading on my channel, so it's going to be a big surprise to everyone, but I'm changing to doing a reviews kind of thing. So, for example, when I review TV shows, I will do it in this kind of format, so I will rank every single episode and review each one, because I can't do a single video for each individual episode. It'll take forever. So when I review series, it'll look like this. So I will review kind of each season, or with this Doctor Who, I'm going to do it by each Doctor. And then when I do films, it'll be a much more in-depth kind of review and stuff like that, you know. So it should be a lot of fun. I just wasn't too happy with the content that I was making. It was fun, but I don't know, I just felt like it wasn't as good as it could be. So this is what I'm moving towards, and I am considering making a second channel for just gaming, like I've been doing since I started, but I think this is what I want to start doing. If it doesn't work out, I might go back, we don't know, this is just me experimenting, but it should be a lot of fun. So anyway, Ellie, who you know as the Muffin, we've been watching Doctor Who together. I've watched every single episode a million times, so she's never seen it before, so we started watching it, and whilst we were watching it, I thought it'd be fun to rank every single episode. Now it's fresh in my mind, and I've got a new perspective on these episodes. So we're going to start with Christopher Eccleston, which is Series 1 of New Who. There is one episode at the end with David Tennant, and we're not going to rank that one, because obviously that's not Christopher Eccleston. I'm not doing it by series. Anyway, the first episode to rank is Rose. I don't know why it's not in release order, but it should be. So anyway, Rose is... I never really thought it was a good start. When it came out, everyone loved it. I just thought it was quite just bland. I don't know, Living Plastic doesn't really do it for me. It was fun towards the end, but most of the beginning bit was just kind of boring. There are definitely better episodes to come up, so I want to put this in probably C, which is kind of like, you know, you've passed. It's good to watch, it's worth a watch, but it's definitely not one of the best. It's what I like to think of is the first couple episodes of New Who is like where it's trying to find itself, if you get what I mean. That's what I always think anyway. It's just, I don't know, it's not the strongest episode. It's just quite bland. So anyway, the next episode is The End of the World, and this is with Cassandra, if I remember correctly. This one I think is a little bit better, but even then it's still not amazing. I think Cassandra's just a bit of a whiny bitch at times. I'm not a big fan of her. She's quite annoying. So I think I'm going to put this in B. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it in B. Just because... Again, it's quite, I don't know, I'm just not a big fan of it. I didn't really like the story that much. Some bits were a bit unbelievable, like where the Doctor kind of just stood there meditating for a bit and magically walked through a fan that would have easily chopped him up in seconds, even though he apparently walked through it. I do think it's a good episode, but not as good as some of the ones that were released afterwards. So anyway, the next one is The Unquiet Dead. That is the one with the what's his face? Is it Charles Dickens? Yeah, and the weird gas monsters. I think this is a tricky one, because it's in itself it's okay. It's okay, but it sets up the later episodes. So I think I'm going to keep it in B. Yeah, I think it's similar to The End of the World. It's good, it's a good idea, but it's just not as thrilling and exciting as the other kind of episodes that are to come. So after this is Aliens of London. So this episode I really think is where Doctor Who starts to find itself. This is where it gets really interesting, and they start doing two-parters. I just think this is great, so I want to put it in A. So it's great, it is really good, but it's not perfect. It's about the Scythian family trying to take over the world and blow it up into molten slag to make lots of money for fuel or something or other. And it's actually really good, and it's a two-part, so obviously the next episode is on the same level. I think they're both very similar. They complement each other very well. It carries on the story very well. And I think it's really good. I think it's a really good two-parter. But anyway, the next one is Dalek. And this is a tricky one because it is really, really good. But I don't know if the way the Dalek acts kind of ruins it for me a little bit. I'm not too sure. I do think it's a really good way to introduce the Daleks. I'm going to put it in great. Yeah, it's great. It is really good how it's all broken down, and then they go to see it, and the Doctor gets terrified when it's about to shoot it, and it kills everyone in the base. It shows how powerful it is, but I just don't think it is perfection. Okay, so the next one is The Long Game. So this, again, what's his name? The guy that they picked up from Dalek. I think he's so annoying. I genuinely think he's so annoying. But he does have the actor. What's his name? What's his name from Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead? I've forgotten his name. I don't know people. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it in B. Okay, yeah, so I had to search up who was in it, and it's Simon Pegg. I feel terrible for not remembering who was in it, but Simon Pegg is in it, and that's probably one of the best qualities of this episode. It is really good. It's a good, fun episode, but that guy, I can't remember his name. He's just so annoying, and he messes everything up. It's a good episode, but it's good. It's a good episode. So anyway, the next one after this is Father's Day, which I think is a really good idea. It's really interesting how they did it, but I think it was a bit weirdly executed, but nonetheless I think it's A. I don't think it's perfect. It could have been better, but I do think it was really good how Rose just wanted to go see her father and everything got messed up just because she was too scared the first time and then was too courageous the second time. I think it's really interesting concept, and how they did it was really good. So anyway, the next two episodes are probably one of my favourite episodes in Doctor Who itself, and it's The Empty Child, straight in S, along with The Doctor Dances, straight in S. These two episodes, if someone asked you what is Doctor Who, you would tell them to watch these two episodes. It's so perfect how it's a horror, but it's made for kids. It's just so perfectly intertwined how it's a child chasing around adults, and it's just so perfectly executed. It's horrifying to watch, yet not too horrifying. It is great. It's just so creepy how that little kid goes around saying, "Are you my mummy?" for hours on end. It's amazing. These two episodes are absolutely amazing. They go straight in S.
Are you my mummy?
The next episode is Boomtown. So Boomtown is an interesting one. It relates to Aliens of London, and I don't know why they decided to bring back the Slitheen in this way. I just think it was another way of bringing back Bad Wolf for the obviously the end. So I don't think it's amazing. I think it's quite bland. It drags on quite a lot. I don't think it's terrible. Captain Jack does make it a lot better. I think I'm going to put it in B. It's similar to the other ones. It's quite bland, but it's okay. It's okay. It's worth a watch, definitely. But I just think that there are much better episodes that have been made. So Bad Wolf is next, and I think this was a very interesting end. I think the Daleks were amazing, how they've all gone insane from living alone for millions of years, trying to mold the human race and take them all for turning them into Daleks. I think it is really good. So I think Bad Wolf is in S tier. I think it's great. It leaves on a good cliffhanger. It's really, really good. But I think Parting of Ways is just a little bit below. I think that goes in A, just because I don't really understand how Rose is completely fine after absorbing the entire TARDIS, but when the Doctor does it, he has to regenerate. It didn't really make sense to me when I watched it for this how many time I just noticed. don't really understand it, but even then it was really good. And then Captain Jack died and then was brought back to life, which I think was another really weird addition. But anyway, that is my tier list. I know many of you are probably going to disagree with this, but I would like to tell you now this is my opinion. My opinion will probably change or whatever, but this is it now. Obviously, if anyone knows me, I am a huge David Tennant fan, and there are many more episodes for each Doctor after this. It was Christopher Eccleston who only had one season, whereas all the others have 3 to 4-ish. So there'll be a lot more episodes to rank in the next coming episodes of this series. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a lot of fun, if you want to see more of this, I will do the David Tennant one next, which will be a lot of fun because there are a lot of really good David Tennant episodes to come. So anyway, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.